A knock on your door, two strange faces with pleasing smiles, requesting a few minutes of your precious time, and in next to no time, they're preaching their faith to you. Sounds familiar, does it? As you see, they use every opportunity to speak and convince others on their beliefs. This being a classic example of a Muslim brother at a gas station, waiting his turn to pump gas, and he hears a lady's voice calling out to him.
So I'm at the gas station pumping some gas. Very early and it's very cold out. So as I'm trying to get in my car as the gas is pumping, I hear someone call out, "Sir, excuse me." So my first reaction is maybe someone needs some money, and as I turn around, it was a lady. And it didn't look like she needed any money because she had something in her hand, and she was telling me she was asking if she can share this with me and asked me a question. So I figured it out. I said, wow, she has something that she really believes in and she wanted to share it with me. I said, sure, so go ahead. And she asked me a question. It's exactly what's on the cover of this, what's called Watchtower. She said, "Sir, do you believe, does God care about us? Does God care about you?" I said, of course God cares about us. He created us. He feeds us. He provides the air that we breathe. He nurtures us every day. We're alive. We're benefiting from all the blessings that the Creator has given us. Only someone blind in the heart would not be able to see these things. And we went on and we spoke. So one of the benefits is that you never know when you're going to be given an opportunity to share, to do the dawah. And you got to be prepared.
The Jehovah's Witnesses implement a system commonly referred to as proselytizing, where they visit door to door to talk to people about their faith. Moving on, many Jehovah's Witnesses preachers who attempt talking to Muslims eventually end up in animated conversations and logical debates. Jehovah's Witnesses are known for their aggressive door-to-door evangelism, but many don't know that some are open to learning about other religions. In this video, a Muslimah was approached by a Jehovah's Witness recently, and she took the opportunity to teach them about Islam.
So we believe there's nobody worthy of more love, more obedience than the one who created you, the one who created me, the one who created trillions of galaxies. So Muslims worship the Creator.
And that Muhammad is his final prophet. Some of the key teachings of Islam, such as the 6 articles. The Jehovah's Witness listened attentively and even asked questions along the way.
Your beliefs was and something we have in common, our understanding of God as the only true God. I mean, only it's something that we write, and then His Son.
He begets not, neither
right.
is begotten.
So, but then this same God, we call Him, address Him as Jehovah, has given true Christians a very important assignment. So he says that if you love, even Jesus Christ,
love and obey me.
If you love and obey me, then you do what my Father asks me to do. So love is not just predicated on just verbal expression, affection. When you love someone, then you obey that in words.
Yeah.
Right.
Love and obedience goes together.
Right. So
that's what we say, La ilaha illallah. There's nobody worthy of more love, more obedience than the one who created. So that's our religion.
In a more complex journey, a Catholic born in an area commonly referred to as the Bible Belt in the U.S., but his entire family converted to Jehovah's Witness when he was 6 years old. He became a pastor, but yet didn't find a solution to all his questions and didn't get the fulfillment he required. He stumbles upon a person, a lady, who seemed all happy and content, and realizes she is Muslim and started talking to her. Allah paves the path seamlessly for those who are seekers of the truth.
I could not fathom why God would subject my mom to such lifelong punishment. Could not imagine what great sin she must have committed, or that we, her children, must have committed to deserve my father. I didn't have the maturity to sort out such questions, but I had enough fear and anger to provoke them. I was too young to see the wisdom in allowing my mom, to suffer the violence and abuse of my father. I was too young to understand why God would let innocent children tremble night after night after night in their beds, fearing that they might not see their mother the next morning. I was too young to see how the mercy of God could even extend to my father with all his terrible failings. All I could see in my world was chaos and violence and fear, and so it became easy for me to question the existence of God, and I began to do that at a very early age.
A Nigerian brother, a follower of Jehovah's Witness, meets a Muslim brother and is completely bowled over with facts and persistent questioning at various points during the conversation.
And if you saw Mary, the mother of Jesus, with her head covered and her loose clothes on, walking down the street here in North London, you would think, what religion would you think she was?
I would think she's a Muslim.
Okay, you think Muslim. All these scientific statements are in the Quran, and there isn't a single statement in the Quran which contradicts modern science. The Quran is 100% scientifically accurate. Okay? The Quran is a book which is 1400 years old. It's a book that's easy to memorize. Millions and millions of people have memorized the Quran off by heart, Faris, which means that it's a book that's very difficult to change. If someone tried to change the Quran or produce a new book and change one or two words in it, and it's like the Quran but one or two words difference, people would spot it straight away.
Yeah.
Because millions of people know the Quran off by heart, and they would see it's different, and they would say it's not the Quran. Make sense?
Yes, it makes sense.
So as a Jehovah's Witness, would you say the Quran must be from God?
The Quran must be from God, but at the same time, I've not really gone really deep into the comparison between the Bible and the Quran.
We're not trying to...
There's a lot of similarity, and I'll be honest, if somebody is to do a research on it, it's going to take a long time.
You can call yourself a Jehovah's Witness, but the reality is, Faris, you're really actually a Muslim. And I would suggest, look, you can go and do more research, okay? But I feel that God has already guided you. You accept the Quran is from God. Therefore, you have to accept that Muhammad, peace be upon him, is a messenger of God because the Quran says so. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasulahu.
In another enlightening story, a Muslim man who married a follower of Jehovah's Witness describes how he allowed his wife to come to Islam when she was prepared and convinced. In what turned out to be a beautiful journey of understanding and compassion, his wife came to Islam 6 years after their marriage, essentially after meeting his Muslim parents and family, who treated her with love and respect. In all the years they were of different faiths, they had many diverse conversations over the differences and similarities of Islam and Jehovah's Witness. As Islam gains traction and people seek to fulfill the loneliness and discontent within themselves, more and more of them are walking into Islamic centers and masjids. The true word of Allah can never be debated or nullified, and we see from the above-mentioned incidents how even Jehovah's Witness followers are eventually attracted to Islam.